So that's going to display OBS info, and there's nothing I can do about that. Because it's outputting for the console. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to implement functionality that's pretty important to me, because it happens when I'm streaming and also when I'm trying to play games, is hiding notifications when there's a full screen app. This is a problem because on Budgie, when you go into full screen, the compositor's disabled, so there's no VSync and the game can run at full speed. And FreeSync also works if you only have one display enabled. The issue is, if a notification comes up, the compositor gets re-enabled, and the frame rate shudders to a halt. Like, it goes down to maybe 30, and buffering gets enabled again. So, there's already an issue for this, and it's gotten a lot of upvotes, and I wanted to address it because I get pretty annoyed at it. So, this was my attempt, and I've gotten it working. If I can just do this. And F11. So if I go to a website that's meant to show up notifications, if I'm full screen, it does nothing. If I'm not full screen, notifications pop up. Problem is, I added a setting into Budgie desktop settings for it right here, and as you can see, the setting is disabled and notifications are still showing up. So right now I'm trying to figure out why that's happening. Just wanted to check if Irmo was typing in chat. Okay, let's get going. So, still not entirely sure what the issue is here. But this is going to be live debugging, I guess. So notification. So what was I doing? So it's still pausing and unpausing notifications, but it shouldn't be because those are set in here. And there's an if statement there, so it shouldn't even be called. So let me check something. So I'm gonna put a warning in here. Modifying pause state. Oh boy, words and numbers. Yep. This is gonna be very confusing. But there's hat and time in the background, so. Alright, check that. So now I just need to pay attention to the console. So right there, it says disabling notification pause on full screen. So that's correct. But then it's even bypassing the modifying pause state and just going straight to pausing the notifications, which means this isn't even working. You know what that? Oh, Juan eating grapes? I can do that. Why is that? Oh, why is that over there? Center vertically? Yes. Shouldn't be over there. There you go. Jack eating grapes. Enjoy. So back to this. So this isn't even doing anything. Are you kidding? I figured it out. I'm just an idiot. I am straight up just an idiot. Check this out. So F11, go over to the notifications thing, show, it's working. F11, so now we're in full screen show, and it's working. Thanks for the notification, Stalebrim. I'm just an idiot. Serebit 2020. Very accurate. So now that's not working, or it's working correctly because the setting is disabled. And now if we go over here and we enable this setting and go into full screen, and then try and get a notification. It's not working. God damn it. But it's also not modifying pause state. When's this called? Did it say... So there it says disabling notification pause on full screen, but when does it enable it? Does it enable it back? That's also update should disable nightlight. Update should pause notifications. Yeah, this is the issue with a lot of code duplication. It makes you stupid. Okay, so now it's enabled. And we got, wow, 3 bad window errors? That's actually impressive. Why? Well, carbon tray's still working, so I guess I don't have to care. If I get VOD muted for this stream, I'm gonna be really upset. For your set pause notifications.begin call, you could just do full screen dot size greater than or equal 1 in the beginning instead of the if else. Also, casual reminder that I'm rewriting Abomination. I know you're rewriting Abomination. You've told me that before. Feel free to rewrite this too. Also, hi Josh. Thanks for stopping by. Your set pause notifications that begin call. Back, Josh. Okay, there's set pause. Yeah, I can just do that. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the... Oh, well, yeah, because there's a reason it's done here. There's no reason it's done here. So yeah, I can just replace all that. The size method, greater than or equal 1. Okay. Much simpler, thank you. Okay, notification pause is enabled. Test. Okay. Working. Also working. And go into Budgie desktop settings. Windows, disable it, which means it's disabled now, and it says it's disabled. Notification shown. Notification shown. Now it's time for the cleanup phase, because everything works here. I just need to figure out if I could make it even better. Also, I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw this in the dev chat, but how did this happen? Stop moving. Visual Studio Code. I will throw you. How did this happen? English, I speak very good. Yeah, clearly. I'm just gonna fix that. Not related to the PR, but just for the sake of it. So I can remove this. That's not necessary. That's all fine. That's unrelated. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, this is just copied from I forget which class I copied that from, actually. Might have been notifications view. It was one of them. Update those. I wanted to consolidate these two into one method, but since they're called separately here, I figured that might not be a great idea. Of course. Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, I just copy and paste all the dbus proxy get code stuff all the time. There's a lot of boilerplate in here. I mean, it is GTK and glib, so makes sense. I don't know if I want these constants. Because there's already a literal here. And they're only called once, I think. Should only ever be used once, yeah. Okay, so this all looks fine. I don't love the constants, but I don't mind them being here, so that's not really an issue. Also, I hope that Juan eating grapes was worth it. So extra dbus method in Raven remote. I can remove this. Because all it really needs to do is notifications paused equals paused. Bool's fine. And then this. How is should show defined? Oh, so wait. What is this? There's a settings app name. What, do some apps just request to have disabled notifications? You say that after every grape video? That is for GNOME Control Center integration. Okay, okay. I'll leave that alone then. Right, pure derp. Funnily enough, this doesn't even... I don't know why, but sometimes I do just get stuck notifications, and I've meant to look into it. But I wanted to finish this first. That's fine. What did I change in Raven? Yeah, these are fine. I feel like I meant to remove all the this dots, or I wanted to remove all the this dot stuff in that formatting PR, and I just didn't do it because I figured it wouldn't be worth it to try and debug everything. Just reminds me too much of Java. Coding shit +7? Where? I mean, watch me. Watch this. Watch this. Watch it not compile. Syntax error, expected identifier. Wayne, this is why you can't code. This is why we don't let you code. Yeah, all Raven iFace needed was the pause notifications and set pause notifications, so that's not really an issue. My original plan, which I had a lot of trouble with before those Nightlight PRs went in, was to have it actually change the do not disturb settings, sort of like what Nightlight does, and then I realized I don't need to do that. I could just add dbus methods to pause notifications, which would be a lot simpler anyway, and it'd just add a couple methods. Which, yeah, it turned out to be way simpler. What I don't really get... Well, I don't get why Rhythmbox keeps showing notifications for songs, but the other thing I don't get is what the point of this file is. Because from what I can tell, all of these are already set in a different file, because I had to look around for where the WM settings were to begin with, and they're set here. And bound here. I mean, I changed them in both, because it made sense, but... couldn't figure out what the point of that was. I mean, everything looks fine. There is actually one other thing I wanted to change, which was... I wanted to see if this would work. Connecting that way. Since there's no parameters, it doesn't really seem like there'd be an issue with it. Let's find out. Notification. Notification. Okay, I think I did set it to disabled anyway, so that's good. It's good that it works. And And then pause notifications enabled. 11. Write notification. Nothing. Perfect. So that works. I think I'll change this one back because I don't want Josh to yell at me for changing things that didn't need to be changed in Abomination that he is currently rewriting. I mean, the Abominations, you'd only really need to keep the Raven and notifications view stuff, because that's the method by which this works. You could easily rewrite all the logic in Abomination to get this done. I just got a notification. Who's messaging me right now? Oh, it's Riot. It's Element again. Yeah. Okay. So all that looks fine. I'm gonna keep this the way it is, but I'm gonna change this back. Pause notifications on. Full screen. I hope this can go in before your Abomination rewrite, because I wouldn't like for this to be rejected. Or after. I could probably redo this. I wouldn't want to, but I could. This needs to be update. Should disable nightlight, and this one should be update. Should pause notifications. Now it'll go in before. Ah, good. So there's that. And just going to do another once over, because thankfully this isn't a huge PR, so I can manually review all this without wanting to die. Should disable nightlight on full screen, should pause notifications on full screen. This is fine. Should disable nightlight. I mean, the only thing I really had to do here was rename it. Wait. Yeah, I just renamed the Boolean, because, I mean, it wasn't very helpful, considering the new name. And determining, of course. Or determining. Update nightlight value is fine. It's like, that has to be there. Yeah, this all looks good, actually. Determining. It's still, like, I don't... I mean, I guess I could get how that could happen. I'm just surprised you missed it. If that even was you. I could get blamed to find out. Yeah, it was probably me. Yeah, probably. I could check GitHub if I wanted to find out, but I don't feel like it. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Less whiskey next time. Do not work on Budgie while drunk. Would not recommend. I am completely sober right now. The only time I streamed unsober, I think, was birthday? Man, that was like... I've been streaming for, what, like 5 months now, consistently? That's pretty good. And I've only programmed twice. Yeah, this looks good. Okay. I'm still on the branch, right? Yeah. No, why am I on... Oh, I never made the branch. Branch... what was the... Was it 2092? The thing so long ago, you said, I'll never stream. That's gay and stupid and gay. I don't know if I said that verbatim, but just to be clear, I did stream. I have been streaming occasionally, like maybe once every 6 months for like 3 years now. And I only just started consistently streaming, like putting actual effort into it, I think mid last year, because I didn't have anything better to do. It's been fun though. I've been enjoying myself. Okay. Yeah, alright. Get brand... I think it was 2092. No, it wasn't 20... I don't remember what the issue was. Doesn't really matter what I name the branch. I'll just name it like... Pause notifications. Add ability, pause notifications. Get a commit. Now you know how it happens. Yeah. I'm used to, because I don't have spell check enabled on my phone, so I'm pretty used to correcting my own errors. Did I actually write get commit? GitHub more like get bent, you fucking nerd. Alright. Calm down. How much whiskey have you had? Now, I'm pretty sure you did say something along those lines, then you streamed something once and you could see the cracks begin to form in the wall of your sentiment. 3 Seagrams? Yeah, sounds about right. Ability to pause notifications while apps are full screen. I should probably change that to setting. 75 insertions, 8 deletions, 5 files changed. Very nice. I almost wrote apostream. To upstream, origin, pause notifications. And I can open the PR right now. Description. What is this pull request add? Josh Strobel opens up GitHub. Are you going to merge this live? Dude. Wow. Okay. If I want this pull request adds, this PR adds the ability to pause notifications separate from the do not disturb setting. While apps are full screen. This. Make sure to reference the issue, please. Yeah, I will. I need to remember which one it is. I'll have to look it up. We love auto-closing issues. I think GitHub wants fixes 6969. Nice. This is the one. So it was 1735. Prevents the compositor from enabling during while a video game is being played in full screen or windowed borderless. Fixes 6969. I did squash the one commit, and I did build Budgie desktop and verified that the patch worked. Create pull request. Let's go. No conflicts either. Very nice. I mean, I'm pretty sure I had upstream pulled anyway. Oh, I have a notification. Oh, you merged you merged the other one too. I made another PR earlier, which was just to fix this issue with my system tray implementation that's been really obnoxious. Thumbnail's done, might go to bed, quite tired, apologies. Don't worry about it, dude. If you need to sleep, feel free. You are here on a volunteer basis. So I was just having this issue where if you launched a wine application like Origin, for example, Origin does this super consistently, it would crash the panel because the Origin window it sends to the tray is fucked up mildly. And even though I had error handling here, like I had the error trap push and then the error trap pop down here to catch the error, it wasn't catching it. Like it would crash like, I couldn't quite get it to reproduce. I feel like I had to restart my computer just to get it to work. But it would happen pretty consistently. And then today I just gave up and realized, what if I make the errors synchronous just during this stage? Because I figured out that this was when it was happening. And then I did it, and I pull requested it. I also fixed this, because apparently this is not valid C, and I didn't know that. And this PR was closed, or this issue was closed automatically. Very cool. No, it's just nice to, like, get this kind of stuff done. You know? OBS. Yeah, get OBS back up. Let me take care of something real quick, actually. Just gonna turn off screen. I think RN noise is filtering it out, but I think there's something going on in my house. I don't know what it is. People are being loud. And there we go. Hang on, let me get OBS back opened. And we got it. Changes merged. I can delete the branch now. Ah, that's so satisfying. Yeah, this is actually 3 pull requests in one day. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. So this one was funny. So, the new implementation of the system tray I added, people had requested a setting to change the spacing between the between the icons, because there's no other way to do it. And I thought, you know, the status applet, which has like the Bluetooth and the sound, I think it's sound, it didn't have spacing options either. So I was like, I can just add that. I mean, it's pretty simple. Like, just copy and paste the stuff over. And then and I'm like, this will probably be okay. And then Josh comments, where did I approve of this functionality? And I'm like, oh, okay, he's gonna reject it. Shit. I'm feeling generous, reopen the other one? No. If you didn't want it sober, then I'm not reopening it. Don't worry about it. Bitch, reopen it? God, fine. Fine, you convinced me. Branch restored. And can I even reopen this? I might have to open a new pull request. Hang on. Hang on, let me... I was able to? Oh, okay, cool. The key to... Wait, how much whiskey would it take for you to include libhandy? Not enough. Hey there, hopefully you can help me out. My Gmail just will not open. I've wiped my cache and tried using Firefox. Just doesn't load. Any thoughts, Mr. Programmer? Let me see if Gmail loads on my computer. Yeah, it's fine here. Josh's tolerance won't allow it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would probably consume enough alcohol to die before you included libhandy. But apparently EFL can be done sober. So Gmail won't open on Firefox and Chrome? Or no, you use Edge, right? That is strange. Have you tried disabling like ad blocks and other stuff like that? And this was a meme. I'm concerned you thought I was legit. Man, you never know with people. Okay, so that's 3 pull requests for Budgie merged in one day. I don't think I'm gonna get to Foss Freedom though, because wait, how many commits does he have merged so far? Yeah, he has 37. Now you can beat him. Maybe I could. You never know, maybe Budgie 11 in EFL isn't a meme after all. I mean, Josh is here in chat. If you wanna confirm or deny that. Yeah, I can attest. GTK4 is pretty terrible. The one thing that I think pisses me off the most about it is... So, hang on. I can actually open Wraith Master here. So, Wraith Master, if you try to change settings and then close it, it'll ask if you have unsaved changes, would you like to save them? I mean, it's pretty standard, right? So you can pick yes or no or cancel, and if you pick an appropriate option, it'll do the appropriate thing. Very, very reasonable, I think. Apparently, the GTK devs don't think so, because if you... Hang on, let me just open IntelliJ and show you. I'll have to go to the GTK4 branch. So, I'll show you both what it does now and what it does in GTK3 and what it does in GTK... I think I'm on the GTK4 branch anyway. Yeah, GTK4. So, let me... stash and then check out master. So what it does now, if I go to the GTK bit, I think it's in here. Yeah, I know. I have to re-import everything. That's a no. No, wait, it was in dialogues, wasn't it? Nope. Man, I need to remember where this was. No, that's dialogue result. Yeah. Dialogue. I know. This is the one. So on delete event, which means the window is being closed, it goes, all right, check if the prism has unsaved changes. If it does, create a new dialogue, add the buttons, and then block on the response and go, if it's yes, save. If it's no, restore and apply. And if it's cancel, then just don't close the window. Go back to what you were doing before. And then destroy the dialogue. Easy. So what this function does, GTK dialogue run, Josh already knows this, but I'm reiterating for anyone who doesn't, is it waits until you pick a response, it blocks the thread until you pick a response, and then it executes everything else. What GTK4 does this function, hang on, let me get stash pop. This function, that function right there, doesn't exist. So what you need to do is you need to create a new event listener on close request, which still has the thing that says, do you still want to close this window or not, by the way. You need to create a new event listener inside this event listener that waits for the dialogue to pick a response, and then somehow pass that value back to this. I tried describing it to someone else before, and I could just open Krita. I can do that right now. Congratulations, Josh. You've turned this into a bitching about GTK4 stream. Just open 1920 by 1080. Okay, so before, right, you would open the dialogue and then block until you pick an option, and then it would return. Either it would go back or it would just do nothing. So then, there. Either it's closed or it's not. Perfect. So dialogue, block, either open or closed. The way it works now, I'm disappointed if this drawing has nothing. Fuck you. You know what? You know what? Fine. I will include something about Mesa Lib. I'm not gonna, because I don't have my tablet. Well, I do, but I... What? Yeah, I'll plug my tablet in. Fuck it. This stream is devolving. Okay. Got my tablet. This is a shit show. Are you sure you want to not update to Mesa Lib 20.3? Yes, yes. Okay. So I have my tablet now. Let's see. No, that is way too small. And that is way too big. There. There's your live meme. So let me describe this, because now I have the... Ooh, what's this? Stop using blocking dialogue functions. Yeah, what Josh just linked, that's exactly it. So it goes, instead of this, because this is all inside an event listener, right? So I'll box it out. So then here is what happens in GTK4. You open a dialogue. There's no blocking, though. So you have to give it a... You have to tell it, no, don't close the window, because why would you want to? But before you do that, you need to go, all right, register a new event listener that goes, all right, do I want to close... This event listener is on response. So... On response, you find out what the user wants to do, and then you have to go back into here and split off somehow by saving state into a different exit. So you need to double down on event listeners just because they don't want a blocking method. If you can tell me an easier way to do this that doesn't involve two event listeners, I would be so glad to hear it. But this is so unbelievably ridiculous that I don't think I can port Wraithmaster to GTK4. This is just, like, I could, if I really wanted to, figure out a solution to this, but this is just so fucking stupid. They removed the only decent way to include a closing dialogue. And I'm pretty, like, GIMP has this functionality too. Like, how are they going to implement this when they have to port GIMP to GTK4 in 10 years? I just don't get it. Or even in, like, other no maps. It's ridiculous. Crita gang, oh, you know it, baby. So yeah, I hate GTK4. Wraithmaster and EFL when? I might actually do that. I'm fine with using GTK3 for now. It doesn't have anything that I really hate, but I might explore other options eventually. Did Jack send me the thumbnail? Let me see. He did! Oh, that's good. When I saw the changes that need to be done list, I got legit pissed off. I wasn't even mad about it until I started reading. They just keep removing things. Hang on, I can... Let me move this over so you can see it. You're definitely going to need to be in 1080p, but it's like... Stop using GDK screen. They just removed it entirely. Most of its APIs already had replacements in GTK3 and were deprecated, sure. Changes that need to be done, drop GNOME. I've been saying that for like 2 years now. Stop using the root window. It's an X11-centric concept. at least they added a method to still get it. Stop using GDK visual. Yeah, this officer right here. Wraith, Carbon Tray so heavily relies on GDK visual that I cannot imagine porting it over to GTK4. I think this is the first thing that pissed me off when I started reading these changes. Like, I can actually, yeah, Visual Studio Code's already open. Let me see. So in Carbon Tray, yeah, so here, visual, so it relies on the visual to figure out, first of all, if it's a valid window. What the fuck is this music? You got the Mario Paint OST in here? This is all Hat in Time. What was the last one? What's it playing right now, actually? Let me see. That was Subcon Village B-side remix by Echo Robot. So it has to set the visual here. So this is the only way that it can bind the widget. This is the only way any of this works. It binds the visual of the window to the visual of the widget. Then it has to see if the visual supports RGBA, and if it does, it composites. Which, by the way, compositing's also removed. And then it has to check if the visual has the same visual as its parent, and then in that case you have to set the background without transparency. It's like, it relies on it so much, and they just... And it's also in here! Like, why would they do this to me in particular? They just saw Carbon Tray, they were like, how can we make this impossible to port over to GTK4? Like, what does it say exactly? Let me see. Changes that need to be done. This object is not useful with current GTK drawing APIs. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself, GNOME devs. GNOME Shell doesn't need tray icons, therefore nobody else does. Screw your serebit. Yeah, I guess so. GDK window has been renamed to GDK surface. Why? It's the iconified window state has been renamed to minimize. Okay, I guess, but what's the point? At that point, you're just making changes to make changes, which seems to be what they're doing. Adapt to coordinate API changes, adapt to GDK key map API. Like this? Why? Even the button changes. Like, they removed they gutted GDK event and then just changed it to, like... It just makes me so angry. Like, I was hoping that GTK4 was just gonna have the stuff that GTK3 had and then some extra stuff, you know? Like, just convenience things. Like, GTK3 has a lot of that over GTK2. It just has extra stuff that makes application development more useful. Like, that's one of the reasons that you guys were like, yeah, libhandy's stupid because GTK4 is gonna do all this stuff, but then they gutted half the regular functionality, so what's the fucking point? Just pisses me off. Ugh, God. Spent so much time on this tray implementation just to be told by the GNOME devs, yeah, guess what? You can go fuck yourself. I don't even... Imagine gutting old functionality and not even improving on the existing widgets. Yeah, I think that's one of the weirder things, because GTK4 looks pretty much the same in terms of the existing widgets. It's weird. Like, it's kind of a side grade, honestly. Like, the new stuff is cool, but they didn't really improve anything that was already in there. It's so strange. Man, I've been doing a lot of yelling. I think I need to refill my water bottle. Begs the question how it actually took them this long. I don't know. I honestly... Like, wasn't it supposed to be done in mid-2019? And it took them until the end of last year? What were they doing that whole time? Clearly not fixing the issue with tooltips, because... Hang on. Yep, that's still there. Speaking of which, let's check how that PR is doing. because I did want to include it in Solus. And then you were like, yeah, I'd rather this go through the regular review process, which I get. And sign in with GitLab. Recent searches, author, serebit. Yeah, like I check in on this every so often. I opened this shit 3 months ago. They've even commented on it. Like, they've triaged it. It's got GTK 3, it's got GTK tooltip. He's mentioned, one of them has mentioned it in an issue from 2 months ago. And it's still not merged. They haven't even reviewed it. Like, it's got one change. All it does is this. And now that GTK 4 is out, they're probably not even going to look at it. This is all it does. That's the only thing they needed to fix it. And it's still a problem. The funniest thing about this is that this has been an issue for 7 months, at least tracked on GTK. I know it's existed for longer. And the fix is here, and they still won't even look at it. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's so frustrating. And I wouldn't be this mad if there were an alternative. Like, I know EFL exists, and I'm gonna look into that. But when I started this, the only C AP, because when I write stuff, I write it in Kotlin native. I get back and the stream has gone from programming to complaining about programming. What happened? Well, the PR got merged immediately, and then Josh got me talking about how much I hate GTK4. And now I'm just complaining about the GNOME devs in general. Like, this is a problem not just for Budgie panel, but this is a problem for any icons that are low on the screen that have tooltips, but don't touch. The key is they don't touch the bottom edge of the screen. So there's still space technically for GNOME to assume, oh yeah, tooltips can go here, which is why I added this change. Like, all this does is say, yeah, if it's still out of bounds, move it up top. Might suggest you resubmit a patch for libgtk3 that has the patch. It's quite clear they aren't going to put any focus into GTK3 with 4 being out now. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. Where or what? Do I still have the patch, actually? What am I doing? I already have the oh yeah, it's in Code Budgie Desktop. Anyway, I still have the patch here. I can just download this. Let's see what I've done. Solus. Do I still have libgt? No, I don't. Git clone. Solsu. Don't. Right, tab completion pauses. Okay, I don't still have the patch. That's fine. Can I download a patch from GitLab, actually? Yes? Let me see. Add .patch to the PR ID. Well, that is extremely easy. Thank you. Files already exists. L. V2649. Info rejected because you're not the maintainer. Wait, the maintainer's Josh, right? Maintainers.md. Yeah, Josh, you're the maintainer. I'm sorry, I can't submit this. Can't do it. Files, name it like fix tooltip positioning. Fix. No, fix tooltip positioning is fine. And wait, I need to make pull. Yikes! Wait, do I already I already have the patch in here. What am I, stupid? Yeah, the merge conflict and peace back, merge conflict and package. I can just delete peace back. What's this? Wait, what's this track? Oh, Rush Hour. Oh yeah, this is from Yakuza. Yakuza Metro. Also, I just said nya on stream. I would like to publicly apologize. Anything else change? No. Was there a conflict in patches? Doesn't look like it. Nope. I have a better idea. Yeah, that's easy. And files/series. Wait, are there unused? Yeah, there's not unused patches. I would Pog, but Pog has died. May Pog rest in peace. He will be missed. Not the guy who Pog is an image of, but Pog itself. I will miss Pog. Fix tooltip positioning patch. I'm pretty sure I have to update soul build anyway. I haven't built a package in a few days. Positioning. How many people in chat are drunk? Okay, so I did have to update some stuff. Y'all been drinking too much. It's a Thursday night! Come on! Alright. Pog better not rest in peace, the dude's an ass. The emote should rest in peace, the dude should not. I don't even really know what he did, I just know that it wasn't very poggers. How ironic. He could provide the world with poggers, but not himself. I'm only sleep-deprived, kinf odd. Yeah, but who has two thumbs and need to work on a Node.js-based backend? Oh, you poor soul. I'm so I've been avoiding, or I had been avoiding databases for a while because it was like databases and then JS frameworks were two things that I wanted to avoid for as long as possible in my personal project. And then I started doing some work for a Discord bot, and then I was like, I started using MongoDB, and I realized, yeah, this isn't actually that terrible. Like, I'm fine with this. I still have yet to use Node, or any JS framework for that matter, and I count myself lucky because I haven't heard good things, and I also hate NPM. It's obnoxious, and I hate that it throws things into my home directory. Code makes me angry, sometimes. Anyway, make... there's no local, so I can just... Line 10? What's wrong with line 10? Okay. Wait. Yeah, that fixed. NPM is great. I love my hidden NPM cache being full of node modules for stuff I haven't used in 2 years because it keeps failing to clean up after itself. It's wonderful! Ugh! Yeah, you see why I've been avoiding it, right? What is the line why does Y update and whatever make bump does, why do they do this to me? Y update's got some problems. The the only reason I upgraded to 32 gigabytes of RAM was because I was doing the LLVM stack, and I realized I need more RAM because this is hitting my swap and it's hitting it hard. I think I had to add like 32 gigabytes of swap because Y-Bump and Y-Update hates us. You didn't... Who made them? You didn't make them? Oh, did Ike make them? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Unwise to speak ill of the gone, I suppose, so I won't do that here. I don't remember how long GTK takes to build. His legacy, tools that hate us. Well, that's why we're replacing all of them. Okay, yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take to build, so while that's building, I'm going to go get a drink, or, I'm not going to get a drink of water, I'm going to go refill my water. So I will leave you with this, briefly, and I will be back in a moment. I keep forgetting to disable Jack eating grapes. Also, Josh, thank you for the follow. I usually don't stream programming. Most of it's games. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay. So while that's building... Yeah, okay, so this is closed. And this is merged. Very nice. I'm happy with the stuff I got done today. And I can close all these notifications. Take a break, write some code, do what you do best. Ah, yes. Gladly. So there's another Budgie issue that I've wanted to look into, but haven't really... I mean, there was other stuff that was more pressing. But it's... I don't know if I'll be able to reproduce it. I'm also not sure if you already know about this. Do what you do best, complain about GTK4. I am pretty good at that. So it's this. Let me see if I can, like, install something for the purposes of demonstration. What would... Let me try... Software Center rewrite on stream when? I mean, I already rewrote QOL assist. If it's about the menu emptying, I know. Okay, yeah. So that is confusing. It's not even like... It's just this. That just vanishes if you install a package and then open it while it's populating this side. It's very weird, and I don't know why it happens. I've meant to look into it. It's, like, a lot of the stuff that I want to look into with Budgie isn't even really, like, functionality. It's just paper cuts, right? Like, Carbon Tray had paper cuts. You could, I guess, technically count the notification thing as a paper cut, because it's only fixable if you do disable notifications. The status applet thing... The code is getting rewritten and merged into Abomination, so it won't rebuild the menu every single time. Oh, sweet. That's part of the Abomination rewrite, I suppose. Very cool. But, like, the more stuff I do with Budgie, the smaller that list gets. There's really not a whole lot I can complain about with it. Except for one thing, which I find very confusing, which is LibreOffice's behavior with icon task list. I don't really get this. So, it's got 2 windows, right? But only 1 dot, even though both show up here. They both show up in Alt-Tab. There's some other weirdness, but that's like the basic of it. It's just so odd. I mean, I don't use LibreOffice Writer very often, so it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, that, besides what I've already done, that's like the only real other thing I can think of. It's still building. How's my system doing, actually? Is OBS struggling? No, OBS is fine. What build system does GTK use? Well, it's doing something, certainly. Yeah, OBS is taking most of the CPU. Then again, I don't think I have system processes disabled or enabled on this. No, still OBS. I guess shell would be... Oh, there it is. It's done. Except I don't think I can... Wait. Specs? Oh, do you want the specs? I can show you the specs. There you go. There's NeoFetch. I did. So Josh, I did see that. I don't remember what I was looking at, but I did see the LibreOffice bit. With rename group. I don't remember why. Oh no, because it's in Abomination. Yeah, I was looking at this my first go around when trying to fix the notifications thing. But I've messed around with the window type checks a lot since then, so maybe worth ripping it out. Why did it report as S Office for the splash screen? What? What? Why? Put it as like LibreOffice Splash! What? That's so weird. God. The more I look into publicly available code, the more frustrated I get. I swear. Every time. The widget. Better look at proprietary code? Oh, yeah, trust me, I know. I deliberately avoid it, usually. Oh, I don't want that. Just that, thank you. And maybe Devil for good measure. And then I guess I could... I don't know if restarting Budgie panel would actually do anything, but I could try it. Actually, let me go to master. Pull upstream master. And just. I've accidentally deleted this just file on many an occasion. So I just keep having to rewrite it. I like Mason, but it's just kind of obnoxious. Especially when I need a separate command runner just to remember what I want to have all the defaults set as. I've considered pushing a just file to Budgie, but I figured you probably wouldn't accept it. And to be fair, it'd probably be better off just going in a wiki, like, this is the stuff if you want to debug Budgie that you should do. There was already a page around, I think made by the Ubuntu Budgie guys, that had all this information in it. Because I never really messed with Ninja before. The remake is a bit weird. Yeah, this exists specifically because... Wait, is remake used anywhere here? Yeah, so remake exists because I'm an idiot, again, and sometimes screw up the build stuff, so I just added that in so that I could have Mason reconfigure itself. I use it occasionally just to make sure that it's not, like, weird caching issues. What was I doing? Oh yeah, right, I was checking to see if, because this restarted itself, I wanted to see if the tooltip's fixed. Yep! Tooltips are... I mean, they're still a little wonky, but the place... That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Why is this not fine? Oh, because this isn't an applet. I keep forgetting. I've wanted to rewrite NM applet, like, as a Budgie applet for a while, but I just haven't had the motivation to. It seems too complex. I mean, I did Carbon Tray, so I could probably handle it. I am averse to complicated things sometimes. Anyway, looks like it works. Wow. Appropriate, thank you. And you check the diff just to make sure. Alright, arc diff this. Yep. Fix. Add patch to patch J, yes. Add patch to GTK lib GTK. I need to remember how to set my default editor in Arcanist, because I don't mind Nano, but I'd rather use Micro if I can. Patch to libgtk3 to fix tooltip positioning. libgtk. Yes, save modified buff. Yeah, yes. I'm pretty sure the task was already closed. This patch was submitted before, but as BTK4 is now out, I don't see this getting upstreamed anytime soon. Test plan. It works. I could I could edit it with the stream VOD once that goes live, but that's not going to be up until like tomorrow morning, so it works. Ask Josh. We saw it on stream. And submitted. Now it's your problem. Alright, D10315, baby. Man, getting all sorts of stuff done today. That's pushed. I guess I could test libtasks, but I don't really feel like it right now. I got a new version out. What else was I thinking of looking into with this? Actually, you know what? Let's test the ripping out the rename group logic. Pushed? Man, you are fast. Thank you. All good stuff. So what I need to... Okay, so for future reference, what I need to do, if I want to get my stuff merged quickly, is just do it on stream while Josh is half drunk. So that it'll merge it all immediately. Okay, sweet. Yeah, actually, I want to check the ripping out the rename group extra logic with LibreOffice stuff. Let's try it. So you should update Mesa Lib and Josh will push it instantly. You know, now that you mention it. Ah, Brian's gonna hate me. Alright, let's just try ripping this out. Fuck it. Error writing the build log. Permission denied. Why? Yeah, I couldn't do that to Brian. Yeah. I mean, he did tell me to stop memeing on him about it. But I was pressured. So I have people to blame. I'll just clean. Yeah, see, this is why I have remake. Let's see if it works. Well, I mean, it didn't change anything. At least not to that effect. Doesn't seem like it's necessary, though. Hang on. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it's needed anymore, at least. But you're rewriting Abomination anyway, so there's not really much point in removing it. Or PRing it anyway. So I'll just leave it as is. Seems fine. Oh, I did actually mean to check Gradle RC5. I still have, I think, is it 2 PRs or 1 PR? I have either 2 or 1 PRs waiting for Gradle completion that still have not been addressed. Like, haven't even been reviewed. I mean, I don't really care, because it's not like many people actually use Gradle completion, and we can just patch it locally, no problem. Hell, we're already doing it. But, like, why does it not check Gradle user home? That's just weird. Anyway, all that seems fine. That's gonna take a while. And what else? What else was I thinking of doing? I mean, there is the weird thing with Raven where sometimes I'll open it and it'll go to it'll be on the notification screen, but it'll have applets selected. It's not really that obnoxious, it just kind of is. The network manager is still doing its thing. Wow! Yeah, I've only been able to reproduce it a couple times. It's been inconsistent. Like, it'll just happen sometimes. The only reason I mention it, I forget about it, like, after a few days every time, but it happened earlier today as I was testing the Do Not Disturb stuff. Why is the spacing so high on OBS here? Wait, what was I gonna do with Wraith Master? I feel like I was gonna try and... Oh yeah, I was gonna try and get USB resetting done. Might as well do that here, since I'm already doing code stuff. And there's the fabricator email. Rename to Wraith main when? Never. I will die on this hill. Did I ever close that issue with the man? Oh, wait, did I ever add the man pages to... No, I did. I added the man pages to the changelog. I remember doing that. Did I ever add... Oh, this is funky. What is this? Picture Perfect B-side remix by Pascal Michael Stifle. Yeah, the cool thing about Hat in Time soundtrack is that it was mostly made by this dude who just did YouTube remixes, and then they brought him on and he made this bomb-ass OST. What a legend. Alright, did I... Yeah, I added the man page stuff there. What issues are here? GTK4 is... Yeah, see, this was made before I really looked into GTK4, and so... Goodbye. It shouldn't have closed. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I just did. This is mildly frustrating. So I want Wraithmaster to support Adeli and Alpine. And Kotlin Native uses this weird toolchain shit that prevents binaries from working because I don't know. Like, there's no way to sub in muscle because it uses its own glibc and clang or clang. I always pronounce it clang in my head, but it's clang. So the compiler doesn't work because of clang, and then the binaries don't work because it uses... Hang on, I actually... Because I wrote in logic to... Let me get rid of all these. I don't remember why those are there. I added logic in to fix it, sort of. This is really hacky. Let me find it. I think it's in GTK. It's in both of them. So what this does is it uses hatchelf to get rid of the dependency on libcrypt, which isn't needed. It's not... No symbols from it are used. I don't know why it's there. And then it removes libresolve because gcompat for some reason just doesn't intercept it. And then it adds an explicit dependency on libgcompat. And that's still not everything it needs. Like, it still needs... Hang on, I have the wiki page for this. I had it in the... Oh, it's in the wiki, right. Or... No, wait. It's in the README. I remember I added it. So you still need gcompat, libgcc. No, yeah, you still need to install libgcc if you want it to run. And gcompat, which really shouldn't be necessary. Like, Kotlin Native should be able to compile to a static muscle binary just fine. It just can't. Thankfully, it's on their roadmap, so they are going to take care of it, but I am still kind of annoyed that just to run my software, I need Alpine users, however many of them there are, to install gcompat and also libgcc just for the thing to run. It's a little annoying. The whole point of it is for it just to... It just works! And it don't. Anyway, I can get rid of all of this because I'm not going to need it. And I can get branch D GTK4 because I don't need that either. So what was I going to take care of? I was going to take care of this. The only thing left for Wraithmaster v1.2 was the port reset stuff. Because initially, it takes a second to start up. The only reason for that is because 1.1 does a port reset every time you start it up, and it shouldn't. Because that was only in there for debugging purposes. Let me build it. How's Gradle doing? Still working. Wraith Brute. Speaking of that, I actually have a Wraith Ripper coming tomorrow. At least if FedEx isn't lying to me, because they might. Why is it not building? Oh. I have a Wraith Ripper coming tomorrow. So I wanted to support the Wraith Max, and in fact, yeah, I can turn on Facecam for a second, just to show this. I did actually get a Wraith Max. Give me a moment. I think Facecam works. Yeah. So, I do actually have a Wraith Max. Put my headphones back on. Except the issue is, Wraith Master only works over USB. And as it turns out, Cooler Master makes 2 models of the Wraith Max. My UPS just went off. I guess we had a power surge. Anyway, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but apparently they made 2 models of the Wraith Max, one of which has a USB header on the bottom, and one of which has a RGB header on the bottom. The one with the USB header on the bottom was only available in pre-builts, and the one with the RGB header on the bottom was available for retail sale. Basically, no one bought the RGB version because it just seemed kind of silly to sell a cooler like this retail. That's why they made the Wraith Prism and made this EOL. But it's not like anyone who has a pre-built even knows they have a Wraith Max, so why would they sell it? Which means unless someone comes out of the woodwork with a pre-built Wraith Max, I can't support it. Because as much as I'd like to, don't have access to one that works for my needs. But I do happen to know that the Wraith Ripper has both, like the Prism does. So, I have a Ripper coming tomorrow. Even if I don't have a Threadripper, my phone fell out of my pocket again. Even if I don't have a Threadripper, I can still hook it up and I can still check it, so I can add support for it to Wraith Master, and this worked. I'm serebit, my hobbies include RGB coolers and complaining about GTK4. The reason that I made Wraith Master in the first place was because there wasn't a way for me to turn off my Wraith Prism from Linux. Because sometimes I want to leave my computer running on Linux overnight, building something or running benchmarks, and there wasn't a way for me to turn the thing off. I would have to reboot to Windows, which I dual boot on this computer, so I could, but it's annoying. I would have to reboot to Windows, go into the bad Cooler Master software, turn it off, reboot to Linux, and then do it. And that's just annoying. So I wrote it, and I was like, I might as well include all the stuff. I'm like, there's not much point in building all this stuff up if all I'm gonna do is turn the cooler off. Like, it's not like I'm out here adding support for other things to OpenRGB. The only thing I really care about is getting the Wraith Prism working, and also other Wraith coolers, because I might as well, you know? There are people who have the Wraith Ripper and use Linux. In fact, most of the coolers... Well, no, I think about half of them. I have a Be Quiet Dark Pure Rock Slim in the server downstairs. I have an Intel stock up there. And then I have a Wraith Prism in use on my desktop. And I have a Wraith Max that's not doing anything. So I have half and half right now. I honestly think RGB is kind of gaudy. Like, I think it can look cool, but it's too much. I was actually pretty happy with my Wraith cooler that came with my 1700. Usually the stock coolers are shit. See, Intel. Yeah, the 1700 I think had the Wraith Spire, if I remember correctly. And that one's fine. Like, no real issues with that one. The only AMD stock cooler that isn't good, I would say, is the Wraith Stealth. And it's only not good because the 30, like, it comes with the 3600, like Stale said, and that thing has a stock power draw of 88 watts maximum, and at stock settings, that cooler will, the CPU will get to like over 90 degrees if you give it an all-core workload. And I mean, turning on eco mode and setting the power limit down to like 60 watts does fix that largely, but you have to hammer the performance a little bit. Not by much, but it gets it down to 70 degrees. Like, that's what I did because I built a friend a PC and I didn't get him a... I got him a 3600, but I didn't get him a stock cooler, or I didn't get him an aftermarket cooler. And the Wraith Stealth, yeah, it was getting pretty bad temps, so I just turned on eco mode and it went down from like 94 to 70. Like maybe 74, somewhere around that, 75. And performance in games was still pretty good, so I just left it like that. I mean, even the Wraith Prism, when the 3700X is left stock, it's not amazing. Like, it gets the job done, but the heck what does 1200 have? Does the 1200 does have a stock cooler, right? Ryzen 3 1200. Does it come with an aftermarket cooler? At this point, we're getting into just chatting territory, but I don't mind that. Specs. Does it come with anything? Yeah, so the 1200 comes with a Wraith Stealth, but I also, because it's four cores, 4 threads, it is 65 watts, but I also don't see it. Okay, so there's a couple reasons why I think this is fine. So the 3600, because it's Zen 2, has really high thermal density. So even if you have a really good cooler, it's still going to get hotter than like a 1600 would, for example, because the 1600 has actually a kind of big die and the transistors aren't too close together. Not only that, but like the 1200, it's only 4 cores and 4 threads. Even if it is a 65 watt TDP, TDP is basically meaningless. So it's probably still not going to hit like 88 watts of actual power. So I would imagine it's probably fine. I wouldn't consider that an issue. So your X is probably okay. I wouldn't expect your computer to burn down. Or his. No judgment. Zen 2 is not easy to cool. Zen 3 is actually a little easier to cool just because it doesn't use as much power. But Zen, like, the first gen Ryzen parts are actually pretty easy to cool, so I would be totally fine with putting a Wraith Stealth on those. Maybe not the, like, 2700 or 1700X or 1800X, or probably not the 1600X either, but the other one's fine. No issue with that. Yeah, like, it's up to 3.4 gigahertz on 4 cores. That's nothing. I'm gonna put my tablet away. I'm done making Krita memes. So yeah, I was gonna do the Wraith Master thing since let me just check Gradle version, see if it worked. Yep. 6.8. Okay, maybe I should run some Prime 95 and stuff to see if I can do something about it. Yeah, I mean you can. It's always worth checking. I have my 3700X on eco mode anyway because I did some tests and it didn't seem like the performance was hammered enough for me to justify pulling 88 watts from the wall. I don't know if first gen Ryzen even has eco mode support. Worth checking, I guess. Anyway, this is a fake message. It cannot be joined with assignment. Unless it can. Why did I have the status up there again? I feel like there was a reason. Was there a reason? I guess we'll find out. This music is foreboding. I'm a little worried. Why? Oh, wait. That's the... Yeah, because I didn't give it any arguments. I'm trying to run GTK here. Expecting the Kotlin gods to come down any second now. Come on. Come on. I haven't upgraded this to 1.4.3 M1 yet. Supposedly the Linux compilation... Like, the Kotlin JVM compilation is actually pretty fast, but then the native compilation's just so slow. It's mostly just the linking time. So it worked. I don't know why I had val status up here, but I guess it can go down here. Yeah, so I was gonna do the port reset. I have too many windows open. Keep that open just for posterity. Don't need to look at Ryzen 1200. Don't need to look at Abomination. Okay, yeah, let's get this done. So all I need to do is the libusb port reset. Which was libusb reset device. I mean, if problems arise, then we could get an aftermarket cooler, but I guess it needs some research too. As you said, Zen 2 isn't easy to cool. It's not, but I mean, a 3600, you really don't need much. Like, you could probably, like, you could get a Pure Rock Slim if you have a 3600, because you only need to cool 88 watts. It's just that the Wraith Stealth is surprisingly really bad at doing that. Pure Rock Slim would be good. You could get like an NHU 12S from Noctua if you're fine with brown. I mean, even like a Hyper 212 Evo from Cooler Master, that's basically a Wraith Prism. You really don't need to go that far. Like, Zen 2 isn't easy to cool comparatively speaking, but if you're only pulling 88 watts, you really just need something other than a Stealth. Maybe some good thermal paste. But the stock paste is usually fine. Unless you're doing, like, super huge benchmarking. Though he won't hammer it in years, his games currently run decently on i5 2500. Is that Sandy Bridge? Sandy Bridge has done pretty well for itself, surprisingly. Given the landscape of the last few years of CPUs, it's still holding on. Yeah, so that's, I don't want to make that a separate commit. I'll just leave it. So where was it? So I add it to the drop-down menu. I hate that I had to include a drop-down menu here. But so where was it? I think it was actually in main, the menu. Yeah. Includes this. I pasted the 3600 with the Noctua paste, I think NTH1. Yeah. I mean, NTH1 is good. There's some bad paste, but most aftermarket paste is fine. Even the stock paste on a lot of coolers is okay. You really only need better if you're... Oh, look at that GTK menu item code you'd have to nuke. Yep. Trust me, I know. I did actually get it running in GTK4. I just had to strip out a bunch of stuff, including this. Okay, so... Reset port button. Activate all that. Yeah, I actually need to add a internal function. Yeah, all of this USB stuff is whack. Like, I've meant to document a lot of it because I'm already forgetting how most of it works. But all of this was done through just Wireshark. Just Wireshark and looking at packets. Some of it was already documented, so I used documentation that already existed, but a lot of this was just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck. Like, I figured out the Mirage stuff, and this is fucking whack. Like, hang on, I did document this. Let me go to the wiki. I put this in the Wraithmaster wiki. It's the only page other than building from source. So, I had to just brain this. So, if you set Mirage frequencies, it sends something like this. So so these three are for the red Mirage frequency, these are for the green Mirage frequency, and these are for blue. But what's bizarre is that, like, you'd think this would be like an encoded float or something, because it's sending decimals, maybe? Because these get bigger as the... I forget, but it's basically like... So this is the formula. So you need to... This isn't exact, but it's really, really, really close. I think they're using a formula almost exactly like this, but there's probably something off about it. Anyway, so you take the input frequency, if you want, like, say 144. You divide this number by it, so this constant, and then that will equal the first byte plus 1 multiplied by the third byte as the integer portion and the second byte as the decimal portion of this number. It's very strange. I've calculated to make sure that it's correct, and it works properly. I don't know why they programmed it that way. I can't reverse engineer the Cooler Master one to figure out. And I even, like, contacted Cooler Master, and they don't know. So I might have to do this again for the Wraith Ripper. But I figured this out. So I also had to fix a weird bug where if you don't delay for a certain amount of time before re-enabling Mirage, the offsets get all wonky. And this bug is in the official Windows version. This is in the official Cooler Master application. I just happened to find it and figure out how to fix it. You have to delay for... I think it's like the maximum duration of a Mirage blink before you enable it again. So you have to turn it off and turn it back on, basically. There's so much weirdness here. Like, the ring has modes, but it also has... there's so much. Ring Morse text is probably the easiest, because all it is converting to... it's just converting to... I think it's not... It might be UTF-16? I don't know. I was thinking of going back to bed, but this turned into coffee and chat with serebit. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of... This has been a really fun stream, actually. I'm enjoying myself. Anyway, let me get this done. So I just need to... reset device equals USB dot... Oh, right. I have to add a... What's the USB interface, right? There's a lot of abstraction here, just because I had to... I wanted to try using HID, but I'm pretty sure I bricked my Wraith Prism somehow. So it won't even work with OpenRGB anymore. Like, it's not like you can see it, but it's detected by OpenRGB, and this used to work. Like, I could set the colors, but... Wait. Wait, did that just work? Oh my god, why is OpenRGB working now? Wait, what the fuck? It fixed itself? It fixed itself! What the hell? This is why I was avoiding HID API, because it wasn't working. And now it's working! What the fuck? What did I do? Ugh. Okay, well I guess it works now. Perfect. It's a Christmas miracle! Wow! Fuck me! It's so weird! Reset port. Doesn't need any args. This is one thing I really like about Kotlin Native, is I can just call C functions. The only weirdness that it gets into is if you try to do callbacks, because it has to give static C functions. The crafty sheep, what language is this? This is Kotlin. Except I'm using C from it, and it's not compiling to Java. It's compiling into native binaries. I chose this, for some reason. I hate having to explain what language this is written into people, because it's like, I mean, it's Kotlin, but then was wondering how the hell you were doing GTK4 stuff already with Kotlin, didn't think there were proper Kotlin bindings already. Oh, there aren't. The way Kotlin Native does C bindings is you just tell it, I can actually show you. So you just tell it the headers that it needs to include. So in this case, it's gtk.h. And you tell it the linker, and you tell it the compiler opts, and then you give it the extra, like GTK3 has a ton of include paths. But you do that, and then you can just call C functions. So all I had to do was figure out what extra stuff GTK4 needed, and I just modified it. It's really convenient. But that's also the reason I can't use Qt for this, because C++ doesn't work yet. Huh, that's rather sane. It is! I just wish the compiler were sane too. You can even see, like, if I go to one of the functions, it generates stubs for everything. So it's like JNI, but it's automatically done, and you can do it from regular code. It's really nice. I was thinking whether there's sense in undervolting a desktop Ryzen. I don't know much about that stuff really nowadays. There is. I wouldn't do like manual voltage, because Ryzen, the newer Ryzens do a lot of automatic voltage setting. Like they'll switch to 1.45 volts for like one cycle, just to boost one core, but. You can get a bit out of a voltage offset, like minus 0.05 volts, if your motherboard supports it anyway. I don't undervolt personally, just because the fewer settings I have to fix in BIOS whenever I update, the better. But no, you can get a decent amount out of it, and even with the older Ryzens like the 1200, you can get a fair bit out of undervolting it. I should try that with my Ryzen, actually. I wonder how much I could get out of it. My only concern is idle power with the with Zen 2 and Zen 3, because the IO die pulls like 11 watts if you're running it DDR4 3600. Oh yeah, speaking of which, so this doesn't show it, but my RAM is running at 30. Actually, I can open up CPU-X. So my RAM is running, it's 3600, but it's running at 3533, and the reason for that is because my 3700X was a launch day one, and it's so shit that the IO die can't even clock up to 1800 megahertz, even though it automatically, if you set the RAM speed to 3600, The F clock will go to 1800 because AMD was like, yeah, all of our IO dies can do that. Turns out mine can't. So it'll look fine, but then you play a game for 30 minutes and then your desktop crashes. Windows and Linux. I changed it to 3533, 1-to-1 F clock, totally fine. Don't know what the problem was. I think I mentioned it in Solus chat, and Brian said it might be the substrate and not the IO die. I don't know. I don't know what it is because I'm not an electrical engineer. But yeah, I guess I just got a particularly bad one. So that's in. Reset device is fine. That's in. I just have to change this stuff. Yeah, I know, it's duplicated. Leave me alone. Device dot reset to. I just changed to reset port. And it's not like I have to reload the widgets anyway. GTK widget show. I'm really heartbroken I can't install Solus on that rig. Yeah, I'm kind of heartbroken that I can't install Solus on my server. Because it's the only Linux computer I have that doesn't run Solus. I have my laptop which runs Solus, I have this which runs Solus, and also Windows for like Battlefield 5 and Apex. But then my server runs Fedora because, I mean, Solus isn't a server distribution. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate DNF. It's so fucking slow. I think that's really the only... Well, that and the manual dist upgrades, but I did actually try using OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. And I tried installing Kitty on it so that the term info would be there when I tried SSHing in, and I managed to fuck up the entire package manager. So I said, fuck this, I'm gonna install Fedora instead. And I've been on it for, I think, about a year and a half now. It's been fine. I don't hate it, don't love it, but it works. So port button, add this. What do these parameters? Ah, right. Bottom attach. Why is... Well, I'm gonna head off to bed. Thanks for the PRs and have fun working on Wraith Master. And yeah, hoping these 5.10 issues get resolved so we can release Solus 4.2 already. I was going to ask what the blocker was. That makes sense. People have been having a lot of issues. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. Have a good night, Josh. It wasn't about the ISO, it was about it isn't mine. Yeah, I figured. I kind of went off on a tangent there. But yeah, it's... I've sort of accepted that I can't install Linux on my friends' PCs. They'll get annoyed at me because they can't run their favorite games. So this has to be 3. I don't... Why is this 1 and this 2? Oh, right. Right, yeah. This has to be 2. This is... Man, GTK menus are so weird. Some would say even paranormal. What? Double... What? Excuse me? I'd love to, but as my brother will use it for racing gaming and he's a shitload of drivers and stuff I don't think works on Linux. Proton covers a lot of that stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't bet on it. Oh, so now it works. I guess having the toggle ENSO mode button here was a double free. Weird. Let's see if this works. So it hangs for a second, but that's not really a problem. And then I can add it into... So it's in GTK. That was surprisingly easy. Just add it into the CLI, no problem. Yeah, but I was thinking more about the racing mode. Oh, yep. Yeah. I wouldn't bet on it. Racing games can be a bit wonky about that. How am I going to include this in CLI? Because I wouldn't even bother researching it because I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not even gonna look it up. I'm weird, like, out there devices, good chance they're not gonna work. Sadly. It'd be nice if that weren't the case, but... Okay, so what... So this opens the prism, but does it need to? I mean, do I care? I don't think I care. Wait, do I already have R? I already have R. Damn it. Reset port. Earn, modify, Wraith, prism. And... I think it was reset port, wasn't it? Or was it reset device? Hang on, this is Wraith Prism. What's the method that I put in here? Yeah, it was reset port. Reset port. And print. And then I need to add it to here so Linux CLI can see it. No short name because I've already taken up both R's. Hang on, was there a dash in there? Yeah, I really wish I could change that, but no dice. What is libUSB's description of that? Perform... Yeah, I'll just copy and paste it. Performs a USB port reset to reinitialize the connected cooler. Ignore unless run is the only argument. That's fine. Okay. Let's see if the command line works. VM options are fine. Arguments, reset, port. Unknown command line option, oh, damn it. Oh, yeah, this stuff. Disconfigure it. Why is that disabled? Oh, because I disabled all this stuff because I had to fix it. Right. Well, might as well restart IntelliJ. I think I'll wind down after I get this done. I mean, it's 2 hours, but it's also 2 hours of programming, so... People want to sleep. I'm just... You know, it's refreshing, though, that whenever I do one of these streams, a lot of people do chime in. Like, I was surprised Josh came by. Given he was already... he was already a couple whiskeys deep, but... It's nice. It's appreciated. Reset port. I mean, most of the reason I don't really do these streams very often is because I don't have stuff that I feel like is exciting to work on. Did that work? I'll take that as a yes, because I think it did. Okay, I can add that to the change log. Only a couple of hours of sleep deprivation deep. I went to bed like 10 p.m. and woke up at 2:30 and didn't feel like sleeping anymore. I am sorry. I mean, it do just kind of be like that sometimes. Then I popped on the stream and was like, fuck it, I'm not probably going to sleep. Well, I hope you go to sleep after the stream ends. Because, I mean, I appreciate you being here, but also, gotta get your sleep, man. How are you gonna be awake to give Ultra Laser and fucking too many people in that thing? Forgive my absence, I've been using the time to design my original The Character Do Not Steal for tabletop thing my friends got me into. So you weren't asleep! That's fine. It is, I will admit, it's an interesting thing to be doing at 5:40 p.m. Not 5:40, 3:40 p.m. But I vibe with it. So unreleased added. What was the... I've been in the stream listening the whole time. Ah, okay. Just doing my thing. I respect that. I respect that. I showed a pic of the rig for Ultra Laser and was like, this for my brother, and he was like, sweet, thanks, man. Man. Ultra Laser's great. Honestly, like, I really like, that IRC chat. It's just, it's nice and cozy. Unless Brian is telling me, hey, stop memeing on me for not updating Mesa. It's starting to hurt my feelings. Then I just feel sad. But otherwise, like, everyone in there is pretty chill. It's just nice to have, you know, that small community around. Something like this. Not Wraith Master, but like this stuff. Y'all are fun. I like you. And that is the wrong issue number. Okay. Support for manually resetting the USB port. Okay. Cool. Works in both. Done. Add manual port, reset support, fixes 16. And git push. Ah, good, I haven't pushed anything between then and now. And... is 16 closed? 16 is closed. Thank you, GitLab. Alright, that's actually everything for 1.2. I don't know which comes first, Budgie 11, or we'll figure out which governor to use by default on TLP. Were you the one who submitted those benchmarks? I think you were, yeah. No, you, like, I was going to do, I was going to benchmark that stuff. And then I realized that on my laptop, for some, because it's an Intel laptop, I can either use the Intel P-State driver, which has power save and performance, or I can use the ACPI driver, which has only Schedutil on demand and performance. Personally, I think we should make Schedutil the default, at least for plugin when not on battery, because Schedutil, like, even with this stuff, like, it's only a little bit higher than power save. Actually, you might be able to do the battery testing if your laptop has, I don't know if the T430 has battery meter, but you might be able to do the Phronix Test Suite stuff and monitor battery power usage over time. Because that's what my laptop apparently supported that, so I could just monitor how much power the laptop was pulling over time with different governors. The issue was I couldn't get PowerSafe to work in the same way as ScheduleTill, so I just didn't bother doing it. Yeah, performance hasn't got much advantage, but ScheduleTill has a lot of advantage over PowerSafe. That it does. I mean, I've actually switched to ScheduleTill on my desktop primarily because it doesn't spike my CPU at idle like OnDemand does, or performance. It's a good governor. Like with 5.10, I don't have any issues with it. Okay, well, I'm gonna wind down the stream because I got all the stuff done. I got Budgie PRs implemented. I got the final Wraith Master milestone updated, so I can release that tomorrow. This was a good stream. I had fun. Where's... Oh yeah, there's Rhythm Box. Turn this off. So, that was the Coding Hour episode 2. Thanks for the streams. You are welcome. Thanks for stopping by. It is genuinely nice to see familiar faces from the Solus chat stop by for this. I mean, I know Brian's been doing a lot of streams, so it does kind of make sense. It's nice. So thank you guys for watching. I'll be streaming again on Sunday. I won't be doing programming, but I actually don't know what I'm going to be doing. Should be something fun, though. So hopefully I'll see you then. And if not, that's cool. You're not obligated to watch my stuff. But VOD will be going up hopefully tomorrow at 9 EST. And have a good night. Sleep well, Stelbrim.